welcome back to Lex Reads. So in today's video, we are going to talk about anthologies. Now you guys know I rant and rave over anthologies, and I've said so many times where when I was getting back into my reading about 4 years ago, I didn't know where to start. Only thing I knew is I wanted to focus on like Black literature, but I also want to focus on Black literature that not everyone, talked about, not just like the Tonys, the Mayas, Alice, or, because we have so many. And I'm going to show you the ones that I did start with, and then I gradually increased my collection. So yeah, let's just get started. Oh, and also too, I have like genres. So I have like short stories, poetry, things like that. So now let's get started. Black Voices, edited by Abraham Chapman. Now this is perfect because it has fiction works, it has poetry, it has autobiographies, it has critical analysis, and you have works from James Baldwin, Arna Bottom, Gwendolyn Brooks, W. Du Bois, Ralph Ellison. I remember gravitating towards this because I did not know, for example, like I didn't know that W. Du Bois, I thought he just wrote like essays and like, critical analysis. He actually wrote novels and short stories. Had no idea of that. Same thing with, who was that? Richard Wright. Didn't know Richard Wright wrote like short stories. So this has everyone. This one is perfect because you guys know I was saying that I wanted to focus on, writers and authors that were not really well known. So like Rudolph Fisher, he's known for like Harlem Renaissance. Also Jean Toomer, County Cullen, Owen Dobson. So this one, they have familiar, authors and things like that, but they also have authors that are not really well known, and that's what I love. And another thing that I really love about anthologies is they will give you a preview of, especially like a book. They'll give you like an excerpt of like the book. You can gauge that and say, you know what, I think I might want to get that book. I think I might not want to. I've done that with so many of my books where it's so good that I have like a preview. Think of it like a trailer, like a trailer when you're going to see a movie, like a preview of a movie. It's like that. So, you get a sneak peek and you're like, okay, I'm going to buy it or not. And everything that I mentioned, if I can find it, I will put it down in my Amazon storefront. But y'all, please get this. Okay, next is Daughters of Africa. Now, this one is an old one because you guys know, I think they come out with, do they come out with these every year, or I know every couple of years? This one's from like the 90s because they even have like, for example, they have Maya Angelou and they don't have like her passing date. They literally just have like her date and then it says present, and clearly we know that she passed. So yeah, this came out, I want to say in 94. But this, oh my goodness, I would say I love this because they give you like a synopsis of the author. So for example, this is Zora Neale Hurston. They give you a synopsis of the author, what they're known for, what they wrote. And then they have like selective work. So for example, for Zora, they have the chapter 2 of Their Eyes Are Watching God. And I think they also have a little bit of poetry from her. They have Mules and Men. So yeah, this has like I said, a little bit of everything. I was looking at the ones that I like tab. I tabbed Dorothy West. So yeah, for example, this says Dorothy West. It just has like her birth year 1912, and Dorothy is passed now. So yeah, I really do like the Daughters of Africa. I only have this one. I know I want to get the recent one that came out, I want to say either a year or two ago, because I really did enjoy this. When I tell you guys, these two like really helped me navigate, getting into Black literature. So yeah, get those. All right. And I remember after, getting into the Black Voices, I wanted to look a little bit more into poetry. And that's one genre, y'all, I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I don't really get into. I really don't. And I've been trying to change that. I have never read a whole poetry book, like never. Have you guys ever read a whole poetry book? Tell me in the comments below, but I have never. So in order for me to try to still to this day, get into it, I obviously got some anthologies. And let's see, the 3 that I got were actually, no, 4. So the first one is Black Poets by Dudley Randall. And this has Frances E. Harper. Y'all remember, I like people that no one talk about. So her. It has obviously Dudley Randall. Margaret Walker. Did not know that she wrote poetry. She is known for Jubilee. Let's see. And then they have some well-known authors like, Nikki Giovanni. Who else? Obviously Paul Dunbar, Langston Hughes. And then this one I really want to get. This is African American poetry. This is from 1773 to 1927. And I really love these Dover thrift editions because they are super duper cheap. And they also publish, stories and authors that no one really, talks about and knows. So that's why I really love the Dover editions. But reason why I want to get this, because again, it says 1773. You have obviously Phyllis Wheatley. We know her. James Monroe Whitfield. Did not know him. Josiah McCarter Simpson. Did not know him. Okay, and then they had some people that I did know. Like Langston Hughes, clearly, Jean Toomer, Claude McKay. And another reason why I want to get this, because it ends in 1927. Y'all know Harlem Renaissance is my junk, so I had to get this. Then I got American Negro Poetry, and this is edited by Arna Bottom. He is a poet known during the Harlem Renaissance, and this, I believe it came out in the 40s. I think this anthology came out. No, this came out in 1963. And like I said, he edited. So again, you have Paul Dunbar. You have Anna Spencer. She's not well known. Georgia Douglas Johnson. Let's see. James Wadden Johnson. I mean, you have everybody up in here. And again, the reason why I really want to get it, because of course he's from the Harlem Renaissance. But yeah, y'all, this, I mean, there's so many people in here I can't even name. I'll be here all day with you guys. But yeah, this one I would really recommend if you really want to get into poetry that no one really talks about. Get the American Negro Poetry. And then the last one I also would recommend, because this is edited by Gwendolyn Brooks. And y'all know Gwendolyn Brooks is the master when it comes to poetry. Is the Poetry of Black America, Anthology of the 20th Century. And this was published, I want to say, let's see, 1973. And fun fact, I have the first edition. And she has, who does she have up in here? Of course, James Wadden Johnson. You have W.E. Du Bois. Did not know he wrote poetry. May Jackson, don't know her. So yeah, I mean, this list goes like on and on. But this, I know you can find this on Amazon. I think they have like obviously a different edition. But like I said, I'll put everything down below if I can. Okay, so that was it for like the poetry. And I'm still digging into that because again, poetry is really not my scene, but one day we go read a poetry book, okay? So y'all know how much I like the Penguin Classic editions, right? And I got these two. So this one, this is really up my alley, y'all, because first of all, it's called Unsung. It's Narratives of American Slavery and Abolition. This has critical essays. It has poetry. This has, what else? It has slave narratives. And then they're unsung, meaning they're people that are, that, is not really well known. They don't get the praise and recognition. That's what really made me really want to get this. Also, it has children literature from like slave times, which that like fascinated me because I really did not know, that they actually documented that. And the stories are so cute. They're really like small, almost kind of like little poems. But the fact that you're reading works that a enslaved child, read, that just, oh, I love it. Please get this, y'all. Please, please, please get this. And then next, I have the Portable 19th Century African American Women Writers. And fantastic. This has Mary Prince, who else? Sojourner Truth, Harriet Tubman, like everyone that was a writer in the 20th century. They have this in this collection. After digging and excavating in these, I realized I wanted to read a little bit more short stories. So, of course, I got anthologies that caters to that. And the two that I have is great short stories by African American writers. It's yet again, it's a Dover Thrift edition. Love these. And this has Paul Laurence Dunbar, Charles W. Chestnut, Ralph Ellison, Langston Hughes, which, by the way, Langston Hughes' short stories are unbelievable. Clearly, he's known for his poetry, which poetry is bomb, but y'all got to read his short stories. His short stories, oh, they will get you all the way together, okay? So that one's really good. And then this one is a recent by, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, and it's called Black American Short Stories, A Century of the Best, and this is by John Henrik Clark. And this, again, yet again, we got some more stories by Langston Hughes. That's one reason I wanted to get it, because his stories are bomb. You have Claude McKay, because some of these I have like tabbed, as you can see, and read. Martin J. Hammer, he's not really well known. Ernest J. Gaines, did not know that he wrote short stories. Let's see. Sterling Brown, he's a really good one. I love Sterling Brown. These two are the ones I gravitated when it comes to short stories. And then, y'all know I talk about it so many times how I'm obsessed with Harlem Renaissance, right? So, of course, I had to get an anthology dedicated to that. And y'all, this is my stuff right here. I've read basically both of these. I've read this whole thing because I just adore Harlem Renaissance. This is the Portable Harlem Renaissance Reader by David Lewis. He edited everything. Short stories, poetry, critical analysis, what else? Movie reviews, just everything. And it's from that time. I mean, y'all, I can't even tell y'all like my favorite ones or anyway. I mean, I have just tabbed and highlighted, and y'all know that means I really love a book. So I mean, yeah, I have gone through this a lot. This has a lot of this one, and this one has a lot of Langston Hughes short stories. And like I said, his short stories are bomb. Another anthology from the Harlem Renaissance actually came out during that time. It was called The New Negro, but like the new version, instead of calling it The New Negro, they call it Voices of the Harlem Renaissance. I actually have 2 copies of this. This is a recent edition. And I think this edition came out in 2019. And again, it's catered to Harlem Renaissance. So you're going to have like Zora, and who else was in here? Claude McKay. I think W.E. Du Bois. Yeah, so if you really wanted to get introduced into Harlem Renaissance, I would say first pick this up. You have to pick this up because that's when that's when Harlem Renaissance writers was introduced because of this anthology. Then, of course, pick the Messenger Reader and then the Portable Harlem Renaissance Reader. And then lastly, anthologies I have, if you just want to learn about like Black individuals and like Black leaders and, you know, that realm, I would say these 3 are the best ones for that. This is the Book of African American Women, 150 Crusaders, Creators, and Uplifters. And they have everyone from, they have like Harriet Tubman. Who else do they have? Frances Ellen Harper. And they will give like, obviously, the date, the synopsis of the person, you know, what they, you know, did to contribute to society. And yeah, so love that. And then I have African American Women in the Rights Movement. And I got this, I remember, from Barnes & Noble's for $8. And again, you have just women that fought during the civil rights movement, because I think when you think of civil rights, you just think of the men. There's a lot of women that contributed in that movement. And this has about 9 or 10 people, 9 or 10 women that played a huge part in the civil rights movement. So this is fantastic. Then lastly, Henry Louis Gates, 100 Amazing Facts About the Negro. Y'all, this is unbelievable. They got everything in this. Like Henry Louis Gates, if you want to learn about like African American like literature, facts, just everything, you have to go to him because he knows our history. This has, oh my goodness, just facts like what was the first Black town and what is now what is the first black town in what is now the United States? What happened to the 40 acres and mules the former slaves were promised? Facts. And you talk about the Black Wall Street. And again, it's 100 facts about blacks. And it's just amazing, you guys. Like, I actually need to go through this more and just, you know, learn about our people, because girl, you want to learn some facts about Black Americans, I would highly recommend this. This is fantastic. So yeah, guys, that's it when it comes to anthologies. Like I said, if you're trying to get into reading, I would highly recommend anthologies, because they will lead you in the right direction. And with any literature, you know, again, for me, I really wanted to highlight and really learn and immerse myself in, you know, Black literature. So that's why I gravitated towards these anthologies. Yeah, guys, that's it when it comes to this video, and I'll be back with more Black books. Bye.